This is an introduction video like I've done before with other videos of mine. Um, First, I want to say something that I didn't really express in the video because the video you're about to see, I shot actually a couple days ago. I think the biggest problem I face in me going over things constantly, this bad thing happened and I dwell on it and I dwell on it and I dwell on it, because I don't really get the closure that I need. And one way that would be nice to get the closure is if people that were involved in this incident would say, I'm sorry. I do regret my own actions. I mean, I'm quick to apologize when I mess up. So why is it that when somebody else makes me feel bad, and they know they made me feel bad, whether it was intentional or not, why can't they apologize? I regret my own actions. And until I get that, I have a hard time letting things go. And I like to explain things over and over and over and over again because I'm trying to get you to understand, A, apologize. You made me hurt. Say the fucking words. I'm sorry. I wish I could have done something different. And really, really mean it. Sadly enough, in this world, people are too damn stubborn to admit when they're wrong. So yeah. The next couple of videos, I'm gonna put a whole bunch together. It's gonna be like a 20-minute, half-hour long video probably. Are very raw, very stream of thought. I'm just boom, boom, boom. Whatever pops to mind, I say almost. And there are some I actually haven't watched much of the video yet myself. I'm not going to watch it. It was a bit of an autistic rant. And yeah, so I'd say I hope you guys enjoy it, but no, you won't. I hope you learn something about the mind of an autistic, and that's, again, the main reason I'm doing these damn videos. I'm trying to share, this is the way an autistic person thinks. And before people jump on that, not every autistic is the same. There are calm ones, there are happy ones, there are really, really stressed out ones. It really does depend on our own life experiences. So, alright. Third time's a try, right? Deleted the first couple of videos because my shoulder patches keep popping in. I gotta stop shooting these videos while I'm wearing my uniform, huh? One last little bit before you get into the actual rant video itself. As some of you who deal with autistics on a regular basis, you know that we have a difficult time expressing ourselves, and sometimes we show the wrong emotion when we meant to show a different emotion, etc., etc. So please, this is actually not a bad bit of advice for dealing with autistics in general. At least I think it is. Listen to what I'm saying, not so much how I'm saying it. It's kind of hard to explain what that means. But, yeah. And please pardon the constant repeating of myself. Bye. I'm just going to start talking, and I might say something that sounds offensive. This is actually directed at a certain someone, and I need to get this out. I need to... This is Cole in the Aspie, and I'm going to talk about expressing yourself. And no, I'm not going to look at the camera, and hopefully I stay in shot. Growing up, being one that's functionally autistic, I was able to talk. I didn't start talking until I was almost like 2-3 years old. And strangely enough, my first word was penthouse. And I've never recreated the model, but the story behind it was me and my mom were sitting in a McDonald's, and I had some little Legos I was playing with. I was playing with Legos before I was speaking. Okay? And I made this little tower with a couple of little things up on top, and I penthouse. It was correct. It was right. I made a penthouse. A tower with a house. Okay. Going onwards, I had hearing issues. I couldn't hear right. I messed up words. I'd say word helicopter. I'd say helipocker. And fuck you, it was not helicopter, it was helipocker. I'm saying it right. I heard helipocker. Okay? And everyone, no, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. That taught me, for some reason, I'm not communicating right. Nobody understands me. Nobody fucking understands me. And it pissed me off. And yeah, that stuck with me for a long, long time. Okay? Then growing up, I learned how to speak better, and yeah, my ears got fixed, so I was able to hear it normally, but I still have a weird sounding voice at times. I know this, okay? I'd say the first thing that popped into my mind, I had no guile. I really did not. Everyone else seemed to be straightforward and blunt with me. They'd say whatever first thing came to their head, apparently. And one example I remember, I was pretty darn young. But Grandma and Grandpa came down to visit, and I ran in, and I can't remember exactly what I said, but I hopped up on his lap, and I remembered from every other time they visited, they'd always buy me a couple of toys. It was awesome. It's something I looked forward to it. We didn't have Christmas growing up. We didn't have birthdays growing up. We had Grandma and Grandpa show up once in a while. We'd pop by Walmart or whatever, and they'd get me a toy, or hell, he'd even give me cash. I look forward to this shit. Was I more concerned about the toys or the money than hanging out with Grandma and Grandpa? Maybe. You know what? Probably. Is that a little fucked up? Absolutely. But dude, I was like 5, 6, or 7. I was a kid. And I remember getting chewed out about that. What? What did I do wrong? I didn't understand. There's no sitting me down and explaining, oh, jeez, Josh. Yeah, you know Grandpa's gonna get you something. Yeah, you know he's gonna give you some money. But you don't walk up and ask. You just don't. Dude, you just don't. It was, the hell you talking about? I don't think I got smacked that time, but you know. Another time that really sticks with me, alright? Again, about that age. I'd see on TV. Dads and their kids playing. Dads and their kids playing. But my dad seemed the only time he ever talked to me is if I misbehaved. He'd beat the crap out of me. He'd smack me on my ass. He'd tell me what for. And one day I told him, I hate you. And instead of asking, why do you hate me? He starts yelling and screaming at me. I run off. He chases after me. He actually bashes through my bedroom door to beat my ass. Gee, thanks, Dad. He admits begrudgingly, occasionally, that he kind of did some stupid things raising me, yeah. But even to this day, I try to talk to him about this stuff, and he gets offended. He gets pissed off. I try to talk about, hey, I don't like how you treated me. Why is this? Why is that? And he gets all offended. I talk to people in public, and because I used the wrong motherfucking cut. And this to this day pisses me off because I used the wrong tone. How fucking dare you? I have no idea what the fuck I did wrong. You know what? And I had a damn point too. This is gonna be its own video. Next video I'm gonna record up and do a personal message to the person in question. Okay, no, now I remember. Alright. The problem is that all these negative reactions to me, you know, express your viewpoint, you're bad. Express a viewpoint, express a need, you're bad, you're bad, you're bad, how dare you. Programmed me to avoid subjects, to avoid saying things a certain way. Taught me you can't be honest. So it confused the signals even worse now. Because not only am I unable to read you, but now you're telling me that I'm always wrong. So I wouldn't be able to broach certain subjects. And now my brain's locking up because now I don't want to talk about it. Even when I'm talking to nobody, I'm being affected by this bullshit. I'm going to start with this one. Growing up, my older brother was very abusive. I have spoken about this before. And Shroy, you need to know about this. You need to pay attention to this part, please. Not only was he physically abusive, but he was emotionally and mentally abusive. Me, being unable to understand sarcasm, having a difficult time with imaginary ideas, confusing imagination for real life. And you know what? Sometimes that is a problem for autistics. Okay. He would threaten me, intimidate me, manipulate me, all for his personal enjoyment. I remember one time he told me to sit on the counter, handed me a bowl of sugar, told me to lick my fingers, or got me to do that. And went and told mom and dad, and mom came in and instead of telling me no, don't do that, proceeded to beat my ass. One time he threw these little metal weighted bits over the fence, breaking backyard neighbors' windows, then blamed me. And unable to express myself for whatever reason, I accepted blame until later on it was found out, oh no, it was Brian. The list goes on. You know, he fucking tortured me. Not only that, but between the ages of me being about 5 years old to 7 or 8 years old, he regularly sexually forced himself on me. And nobody did anything. He would physically beat the living shit out of me. One time, for some reason, I don't know what it was that I did that pissed him off so badly. No, I know what it was. I was trying to sweep up the porch, and he comes over and grabs the broom out of my hand. I hold on to it. He clocks me in the head, knocks me down, proceeds to smash my head into the concrete, and what does my dumb, fucking, stupid mother... I love my mother, don't get me wrong, but in this moment, she was a fucking retard. And she admitted later on, not in those exact words, but she admitted later on that she was wrong. Proceeded to tell me to calm down. I got this fucker who's 6 years older than me. I was 12 years old, maybe, sitting on top of me, grabbing my hair and smashing my head into the concrete. And my dumb cunt of a mother, again, I love her, but in that moment, she was a dumb cunt of a mother, tells me to calm down. Later on, she admitted that she should have hauled off and belted Brian in the head. Nobody corrected him, okay? He got to take out his physical frustrations, his sexual frustrations on me, and I was his bitch. Okay? And you know what? And again, growing up, I'd have to go to school and deal with emotional trauma and psychological trauma and getting my ass kicked at school also. Okay? I know there's other kids in this world that may have it worse. I guarantee you, but you know what? My family should not care about those other kids that have it worse. Guess what? Care about the person in your family who's getting raped and get the shit beat out of them all the goddamn time. Do you know what it's like to be a 7 or 6 year old wanting to die and not even know what the fuck that means? My whole primary point of this rant is, and this is part of why it's hard to express, it all ties together, okay? The way Brian treated me growing up. Yeah, fuck it, that's his name. You guys don't know my last name, so you can't track it down, so whatever, fuck it. Programmed me with certain reactions. I became submissive, trying to protect myself, okay? And then, we're all grown up. I need a place to stay because of other bullshit reasons that I won't get into right now. So he invites me to move in with him because you know what? For the previous year or so, I've been hanging out with him more. I thought I could trust him. I thought he finally grew up. He actually apologized to me, etc., etc. I move in with him. After about 6 months or so, he runs out of his unemployment, his disability, whatever, and proceeds to continually hit me up for money, hit me up for money, hit me up for money, hit me up for money. And he gets a girlfriend. And I end up having to give up days with my fiance so that him and his girlfriend could go play because, to quote his girlfriend, we never get to spend time together. You got to see Shroy the other day. Keep in mind, me going to see Shroy was me driving from um um Yucaipa, Southern California, to Riverside, Southern California, to pick her up from one school to go to the other school usually, and occasionally we'd be able to go get lunch together. So I'd be able to see her for 10, 15 minutes, maybe an hour or so. So that was enough. I had to be happy with that. While Brian and his girlfriend got practically 24/7 together. They were in the house alone together while I was sleeping in my room and the kids were at school. But oh no, they never get to spend any time together. And then Shroy, I know she didn't mean to. I really, really do. But she unintentionally put me through so much extra stress because she wanted to go to Knott's Berry Farm, and dear God, I wanted to take her. Okay. All this manipulation and abuse, I'm comparing the way Brian treated me to an abusive couple. And Troy says, why didn't you go to the police? Why didn't you do that? Okay, ma'am, you're dating a man who has a way of intimidating you and manipulating you and knows exactly how to control you and twist you around. He has been known to physically and sexually abuse you. Why don't you go to the cops? Oh, that's right. Because it's an abusive relationship and you're scared and you're manipulated and you're controlled. Mm. No offense to women out there who go through that, but I know exactly what you're going through. I know what it's like because I had a brother who was able to do that to me. And before people go and say, oh, but boys can't be sexually abused or whatever bullshit crap out there, yes, they can. Why do you think guys who get sexually abused by the Catholic freaking church members get paid out so much, huh? Because it fucks you up. You know, I'm about to finish up, okay? In the case with Brian and his girlfriend, he forced me to sacrifice a 6.5 year, not perfect, not perfect, but happy relationship. Is Shiroi my perfect ideal woman? No. But I don't believe in perfection. Perfection does not exist. She's close enough. And to this day, despite what other people tell me, I still love that woman. So, Brian forced me to sacrifice that relationship. I truly did hope. I really, really, honestly, I swear to the verse, okay, wanted them to have a long, happy relationship. Because you know what? Out of all that pain and suffering that me and Shiroi went through, at least something good would have came out of it. Is that kind of fucked up? Even I'll admit that. Wow. You'd think I would have cursed them and wanted them to break up, and that's the funny part. I legitimately hoped that things would work out and at least something good would come of the pain and suffering of others. No. He couldn't get his paperwork together to get on permanent disability, and he ended up losing the house. His kids are in uh, separate foster care homes, and his girlfriend that he bought a very nice ring for and gave her some very nice furniture ended up moving to Texas. And then when she came back to California, once she didn't bring that stuff with her, she pawned the ring, and they ended up breaking up anyways, and she went and hooked up with a Hispanic gentleman. And the funny thing is, she said a long time ago that she would never be with a Hispanic man. So Brian sacrificed a happy relationship for a relationship that crashed after about a year and a half. I feel like saying something really sarcastic, I gave him the thumbs up or something like that, but that'd be kind of really, really rude. But the last 3, going on now 4 years, the one thing that kept me going was the idea that I'd walk into my home, my bedroom over in Moreno Valley, and find Troy laying on my bed waiting for me. She'd tell me that she's sorry that she ignored me and that she understands why I behaved the way that I behaved and that she forgives me for being such an asshole and that she wants to make it work again. And I still hope that happens. I really do. Alright. Thanks for watching.